Hi, it's Miss Scrappy, and I wanted to take just a few minutes, make a short video on organizational tips. This is how I store my clear and cling stamps. This is all of them. This took up 3 5-inch binders and a 2-inch. It took up an entire Clip It Up, homemade, top and bottom, and none of that worked for me. And I just keep growing more stamps. I told somebody last night that getting into stamping is addictive, and it is. But I wanted to show how I chose to store them. I had ordered the clear DVD cases without the hubs and canceled the order. I ordered the clear CD cases without the hubs, canceled the order. Just too much space taken up. And so I thunk and I thunk and I thunk. And I thunk some more, and I looked on Amazon, and I found these clear vinyl. They're CD sleeves, or DVD sleeves, since they're the same size. But they're clear, you can see through them really well. And I bought 1,000 of them for $14 and change, and then shipping was $13, which I thought was really high until I got the box and discovered that 1,000 of them weigh a pretty good amount. They don't take up a lot of space, but 1,000 of them gets kind of heavy. Anyway, and so then I played with how I was going to do it, and I, thunked and thunked some more, and finally I took one and I cut the flap off, and I cut it all the way around so that I had a 4.5-inch square and 2 pieces, and I used that for a while, sliding it down inside of a whole envelope and wrote on top, and that works. I've got several of those still, and that works okay. But then I discovered how I was really going to do it. Sometimes you have to play with something before you come up with the final solution. And so I took my clear vinyl CD sleeves, and first I cut the flap off, and you can do it on your Fiskars or your guillotine, whatever cutter you have. On my Fiskars I can do 2 at a time. I cut the flap off right at the edge so that one side's a little higher than the other. I flipped it and I cut the first side at 4 3/4, did a 180, and cut the second side at 4 1/2. So I had a 4.5-inch piece. Let me get one. Of course I put them all up. At a 4.5-inch piece that has just a little higher edge on the back, opens up like this and folds in half, and fits really well right inside this first envelope. Now, if you have 1,000 of these, that means that you have 500 to work with. I had a lot of stamps, and I'm right at about 200 on the sleeves used, okay? Alright, so that's the general principle of it right there. That's the pre-work. I took a package of these, and they come in pretty good sized packages. And I took a package of these, and I cut them to make my inserts, like so, and got a package like this, and laid them on my desk. Okay, now, let me find, alright, here's frames. Here's some frames. So what I did was I took the outside, the part that's got the picture so that you can see the stamp, because they're clear, and I adhered that to the outside of my insert, this piece. Okay, and then I folded it open and I put the clear mount stamps right over the design, just like so, and you'll see they peel off a whole lot easier than some peel off packages. Alright, and then drop them down inside, and on the flap, which I leave up, write what I've got. This says frames, lines, and text boxes. Okay, and they go right here. Alright, Works for these kind of stamps also, same way. You've got your, oh, this is one of the first ones said I did, and it's got the 2 pieces, okay? If they don't adhere well, then they probably don't adhere really well to your stamp block either. Take your Zig 2-way or your Martha Stewart 2-way, whatever, and put on a good thick coat, let it dry, and it will adhere and remove. Some people said they used Eileen's Tack It over and over again, which I love that stuff for some things, but another lady said after a while it made her stamps curl, and we don't want that. So this will work for these big fat stamps. It'll work for your clear mounts. It'll work for these foamy type stamps, you know, like from Stampendous. Let me get one of these out. Like these. It works. It'll work for these weird stamps. I don't even know what to call these. These are those recycled ones from one of my other videos that I talked about. And then I separated them and used my file folders that were used and going to be tossed anyway, and labeled them like this is flora and fauna, and I love trees, and I have a bunch of tree stamps. I have some sewing stamps. It'll work for the green ones. Where are they? Hang on. Let me find a green pad. Oh, there we go. Happy Birthday, Jesus. And it'll work for those. It'll even work. This is a mounted stamp that I unmounted and stamped on with the stamp on a piece of paper, adhered that, and then put cling vinyl over it. Actually, it was vinyl contact paper. And then used my Zig 2-way to make that adhere. It'll work on these green stamps. That's kind of funny, huh? Green stamps. Big fat gray ones work so good. So good on, I love this stamp, on these clear mount. This is a Paper Studio stamp. It's a monkey and he's hanging upside down, and I use this on a lot of cards to say hang in there. What I did was, and you can peel this off. If you put it on the wrong way or you put it in the wrong spot and you need more room, you can peel it back off and reposition it also. But I cut out the colored in part, the design, and then I put my monkey right over top of it, and you can, you know, do it either way. It doesn't matter. And there you go. And then at the top I wrote monkey and the Paper Studio because I wanted to remember how much I like the Paper Studio stamps. As you can see, oh, wait a minute, let me get back to critters and back to monkeys because there was, you know, of course, more than one in a big package. And 4 will fit really good there. The sentiment that came in the package, one says monkeying around and the other says little monkey. Anyway, it takes up a whole lot less space, all of the stamps, and I've got a few packages here to do today, and then I've got more coming tomorrow. So I'll keep busy. Might even go to 3 shoe boxes. But this just seems to work well for my desire for organization, my desire for filing, my desire for being able to pull out what I want really fast, to find the stamp I'm looking for, and it just suits it soothes me and makes me happy all at one time. So this works for me. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It wasn't expensive. It was time intensive, you know, to cut out all of the acrylic sheets and adhere them to your sheets. But other than that, and see, there's my little fishies, and they stuck really good without any kind of Zig 2-way. They just adhere great. Anyway, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. I hope you get some ideas from it, and let me know. Thank you. Bye.